out and you're in extra innings and so is up to bat and you're like, oh no. Well,
right.
That body language is so contagious at that point. You have to build that rapport and that trust with your team. As a pitcher, if I'm a coach and my pitcher loads the bases with no outs and the other team scored 3 runs, whatever, and I walk out in a scrimmage and pull that pitcher, well, now the defense, when we get in a game situation, they're not going to know how to succeed with that pitcher on the mound.
That's right.
So you have to build that trust and let the team fail overall and let the team work through all of those things too. That way, then when you get into game time, it's okay. Who cares? Bases are loaded. We know she's getting out of it. We know we're going to make our plays to get out of it. We've been in these situations before, and then you can jump in and be successful from there. So,
yeah, I also think that when you let them see others fail, they put less pressure on themselves to be perfect, because now all of a sudden they realize, oh, that person can fail too. Because so much, I think, especially with those freshmen and sophomore players, and really even some of the upperclassmen, they have this. When we did, for example, the progress picks with the with mental, with the mental, performance progress picks we did with the team, that was one of the things that a lot of them talked about was, it's that pressure they feel trying to do so good, for their teammates and stuff. And so when they can see that other people have gone through those growing pains, especially to your point, that upperclassmen that, they idolize almost to a degree because they're so enamored at how well they handle the pressure and how well they handle these other things. When they see that person get humbled, now that even better, right? It's a really cool thing. So, well, Coach, listen, we've taken up plenty of your time, but I can't thank you enough. I mean, I wanted to have you on the podcast for a bunch of reasons. One, because I just wanted Brandon to be able to see firsthand all of the bragging is true.
I'll be honest with you, Coach. It gets a little obnoxious at times.
I keep telling him, I'm like, look out for this team. I'm telling you. But the other thing is too, I think you are such a great example of somebody who owns it as a coach. We talk and have been talking a lot lately about this idea that, as a coach, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And you're somebody who really demonstrates this. And I've seen it firsthand, how much you care for the players. And that translates over into all different avenues, but especially when it comes to that, creating that culture that you're creating there. And you've put it in front of them. It's #dogs. It's easy. One quick thing while we're talking about this dogs is I was telling Brandon that the other benefit to that is from a recruiting standpoint, right? It's pretty easy to be able to tell people exactly what you're looking for.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's all out there. It's right there. You walk up and they're like, oh, what are your core principles? Dogs. And break it down from there. Yeah. Makes it pretty simple, but.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. So, it's going to be here before you know it. We've been counting it down for a while now, and it looks like it's finally going to be here in about 10 days. Is it now? Something like that.
Yep. Coming up quick.
Yeah. 23rd. Yeah. Well, we wish you the best of luck. And I know that you have that program heading in the right direction, and the culture that you're building there and the legacy that those captains and that team is building there by establishing that culture. Living life with fire. I mean, I can't think of a better thing to have if you're thinking about people who come out and they say, what do you think about those Bridgewater softball players? And somebody to be able to say, you know what, I can tell you is they live life with fire, and it's dogs mentality. And it's a really cool thing to be able to be a part of. So congrats on everything.
Thank you so much.
Want to provide feedback or stay up to date with the show? Visit our Instagram page at Mental Advantage Podcast, or you can send us an email at podcast@mentaladvantage.net. To have John Cullen work with you or your team, please write to him at john.cullen@mentaladvantage.net. Thanks for listening to today's episode.